Alright gang, welcome back to Hansen Speed Shop. Hi to anybody who's a new viewer. If you are a new viewer and you like what you see here and you dig all the cool stuff that's going on, I want to hit that subscribe button, comment below, let me know what you think. I try to reply to everybody. But today on the bench we got this really cool car from Hot Wheels called Evil Twin. And this thing came out back in the day. This particular casting is from 2005. And I know it came out earlier than that even. This particular one, as you can see, scored at Goodwill for 99 cents. And this car is just, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with it. I always kind of liked this casting. We'll get it open and then we'll talk about it a little bit more. So if we look at the car, the front end on the car is obviously like a mid-50s Cadillac that's been stretched. It's got two blown engines in it. The part of the car that I really don't like is like this back section of the car. I just don't really dig that at all. But like this much of the car I think is super cool. Like from the door forward, looks really nice. But we're just gonna try to do something cool with this. I kind of like this color on the car already. It's got some nice metallic silver scallops going on. I don't know what I could really do without actually cutting this thing up and really doing some serious modifying to try to make this back a little bit better. I think, like, honestly, what's really killing it is this roof line here. It looks just kind of ridiculous, especially if you were sitting in the car. Your head would be hitting the roof because the top of the seat's almost touching the roof. It's just too much of a drastic angle, and there's no pillar. This little back window here looks kind of unfinished, and I'm not a fan of this kind of teardropped fender. It just kind of looks like this car would have been kind of cool and somebody went like and squished the back down way too much. But the front of the car is cool enough that it makes up for the kind of ugly back. So I think what I want to do with this car, because I'm not a fan of these wheels, we're going to put something else on here to try to give it a little bit more attitude. Detail the interior out, maybe kind of detail the engines and this chassis out, and just kind of try to make this thing a little bit cooler, because like I said, like this much of the car looks super cool. It's got a really mean looking front on it, but the back is so, but it's still kind of a cool car. And we're going to try to make it a little bit cooler. So next we'll get the thing blown apart and see what we're working with, because I've never torn one of these apart, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, so we're back on our Evil Twin project. I've got the car torn apart, and I already started to do a little bit of work on the car. As I talked about, I had this back part of the car that I just was not really happy with. So I came up with a solution. You might already notice it, and it totally just made the whole back of the car look just really nice to me and acceptable. And as you can see, what I did here was just add this simple post right here. So I took a piece of this wire like this brass wire, and the size on that was 1/32. Then I gave it a little bit of a reverse arc, just kind of bent it with a pliers, and then cut it and then glued it in there on both sides. I just kind of followed the line of this the back of the door here, and then I mixed up some paint to match the factory paint, and it turned out really nice. It looks just like it would have come that way from Hot Wheels, and really I think it should have, because it just finished this back off and made it look really nice, and I'm really happy with that. On the chassis, these are the wheels that we're going to be running. These Hot Wheels steel wheels with white walls. It's kind of a nice vintage look to them. And then we're going to detail the interior. I think what I'm going to do is do the dash in body color, and then maybe the rest will be like a two-tone white and black, and then maybe I'll bring some silver in there to kind of tie in with the scallops. And then if you I noticed one detail. I knew this, I just kind of forgot it, but if you look at the grill, it's actually done to look up like teeth, and that's a pretty cool detail. Has these two really cool blown engines. I'm gonna paint them up kind of to look like old early Cadillacs. So I have two blown early Cadillacs. I'm not sure if I'm gonna add some additional things on top of the carburetors. And then we'll probably do a little bit of detailing underneath the car. But the biggest thing was just I wasn't happy with this back part of the car, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do to fix that. Turned out to be a simple, just a little bit of wire that was kind of tricky to do. The way I did it was I got the shape that I wanted, and then I put a piece of tape back here and then kind of laid it in where I wanted it, glued it in, and then just painted it. The hardest part is just trying to get the wire the right shape and right length, so I had to cut a couple pieces till I got it perfect. But I'm super happy with that. It just really finished off the back of the car, made it look really nice. So that should be really good. A little bit of detailing on the body, like the headlights and a few other little things. So that's going to be basically what we're doing with this project. So the next time you'll see it will be at the final unveil. So we'll see you there. Alright gang, it's time for the final unveil of Evil Twin, which is a really cool take on a kind of 50s lead sled taken to the extreme. If you remember, we just decided to keep the factory paint job of this car because I really like the color and I like the silver scallops on it. And we just tried to give the car a little bit better styling and detailing overall. The thing that I'm most happy about is adding this little pillar behind the driver's door right here. I think it just finished off the back of the car. Made that out of some brass wire and then painted it body color and just really kind of finished off the back of the car. Detailed out the engines in a Cadillac blue, and then I did the blowers just to look kind of more like aluminum versus the chrome like they came. And then I did the blower belts in a satin black. And then on top of the scoops, I did those body color also. Just kind of detailed the headlights out a little bit more. Gave the car some Hot Wheels steel wheels with white walls. And then we detailed out the interior in a two-tone white and black. Did the dash in body color. The center console is silver. And the rear speakers are also body color, just kind of bringing all of the exterior colors into the interior. I just gave it a real nice classy look. And then underneath the car, just detailed out the exhaust and the bottom of the two oil pans, and then just left everything else black as it came from Hot Wheels. Take a look at the driver's side of the car. Was really happy with the way this thing came out, especially I think just by adding that simple little post, gave it a little bit of a reverse arc to kind of follow the line on the back of the door, versus just having this big huge window that kind of squished down in the back and looked kind of funny. I just think it made the back of the car look a lot cooler and a lot more finished. Didn't really have to do anything on the back of the car. But that is our Evil Twin. Hope you guys dig it. If you do, comment below. Let me know what you think of the car. if you like this casting, or you like some of the changes that I made to it. If you like what we're doing here, hit that subscribe button. But otherwise, get out, work on your own projects, get your hands dirty, stay cool, and we'll catch you cats on the next one. Stick around for some more pictures of Evil Twin, and thank you for watching.